Hey, it's your health coach Sarah, and today I wanted to talk about how to do your blood sugar and your blood ketones. I have a little guy here called a Keto Mojo, and this Keto Mojo I bought on Amazon, or you can buy it at keto-mojo.com, and it measures blood sugar levels and blood ketones. So for blood sugar levels, what I want to be in my ideal range, I'm looking for my blood sugar levels to ideally be under 90 fasted. So first thing in the morning, I want them to be under 90. For a non-diabetic, 2 hours, it's called postprandial, or after eating, then you want your blood sugars to be under 140. Obviously, if you can kind of minimize that jump, the big spikes, that's kind of what we're going for to feel okay, right? So you want to minimize the big spikes in your blood sugar. And so if you're eating a low carb way of eating, then you're going to kind of minimize those gigantic spikes and you're going to feel a lot better. So this Keto Mojo, you have to buy 2 different kinds of test strips. So you have the blood glucose test strip, which is going to be the brown one, and you have the blood ketones test strip, which is going to be the blue turquoisey one. Okay, blood ketones, to be in ketosis, you're going to want to be between 0.5 and 3.5. It's kind of a bell curve. Okay, so 0.5, 3.5 isn't necessarily better, right? But 0.5 means you're going into nutritional ketosis, and then kind of 2.0 would maybe be what we're really shooting for. 3.5, above 3.5, you're really going to be kind of starvation mode. Like I've seen mine maybe 3.9 when I was trying to do an extended fast. I had trouble sleeping. I have trouble sleeping anyway, but so extended fasting, you're not getting enough food, you're kind of getting started. I will see higher numbers on the blood ketones on people that are at the beginning stages of ketosis, because they're not, their body gets super excited, and so it's just going to start making ketones. We don't want to be too high. We want to be kind of in that nutritional ketosis range between 0.5 and 3.5, with an ideal around 2. So usually between 1 and 2 is where I'm trying to shoot, 1 and 3. But I try to kind of just keep it in that range. Lots of people confuse nutritional ketosis and ketoacidosis. Ketoacidosis can happen, mainly it only happens in type 1 diabetics. It's not unheard of though in other people. Rare, but not unheard of. That is when your ketones are high and your blood sugar is high. Okay, so in the average person that has a functioning pancreas, and you're not taking any diabetic medication, that can be a trigger too. Then you are not going to have to worry about having blood sugar high and ketones high, right? Your ketones, I had someone that wasn't eating, and her ketones were like 6, but that's the highest I've ever seen. Her blood sugar was very low though. But and she didn't feel well, right? Like you want to keep it in kind of this ideal range. Blood sugars, again, you want to keep that in ideal range. Lab ranges are different than ideal ranges that I try to work from. A lab range is going to tell you as long as it's under 100, the doctor's going to say, oh, it's totally normal. Always ask for your blood work. Get a monitor. You can even get just the blood sugar monitor. You don't have to get the ketone and the blood sugar monitor, but just a blood sugar monitor that you can buy at Walmart or Target or wherever. But knowing your blood sugar numbers is going to be very helpful to you to knowing your health. Also, a blood sugar monitor can tell you how your body is reacting to certain foods. Normally, if I'm staying low carb, my blood sugar first thing in the morning is going to be under 80. If I am not staying low carb, or if I have sushi, let's say I go out and I have sushi, like 2 rolls of sushi, a little bit of rice, the next morning my blood sugar is going to be over 100, 101, 102. So I know that rice is going to spike my blood sugars, right? So knowing how your body reacts to certain foods can be very helpful. I spoke with a doctor one time, and he said that he used his blood sugar monitor to test his food sensitivities. And what he discovered was that mushrooms spike his blood sugar. So you never know what's going to spike your blood sugar, but you want to really kind of know those numbers and know what's going on in your body. Okay, so blood sugar monitor, you just use this one. Ketone monitor, you use this one. Blood sugars, you want it to be under 90 fasting, under 40, 140, maybe even 120. Try to stay kind of, lower after eating, 2 hours after eating. Then blood sugar, blood ketones, you want to be between 0.5 and 3.5, which with an ideal of 2.0. So if you're doing this, you can find it on Amazon or keto-mojo.com. Is it necessary to test your ketones? No, it's not necessarily necessary. I probably was in ketosis for 2 years before I went to a conference and they showed how to do this stuff. What about pee strips? Well, I've never even used a pee strip, to be quite honest. From my research, what I can tell you is that the pee strips can be helpful to know going in and out of ketosis. Kind of at the beginning, they can be helpful, but once your body is using those ketones and not expelling the ketones, then you're not going to see as much with the pee strips. The blood sugar, or not the blood sugar ones, the blood sugar ones are cheap, but the ketone test strips are like $1 each. So they are a little expensive. I use them with my clients. I don't typically test myself daily. When I first got it, of course, I was, oh, well, does this affect my ketones? Does this affect my ketones? It made me experiment a little more just to see what affected my ketones. It's not necessary though. But if you want to do it, if you want to help figure out what's going in your body, then definitely go for it. I did also hear one last thing. One of my patients last week told me, or my clients last week told me, that she also has found a at-home A1C kit. And so an A1C is a picture of your blood work over 3 months, your blood sugar over a 3-month time span. So that might be something also. An A1C is going to be a better picture, where blood sugar kind of is, can go up and down depending on what you eat. An A1C is going to be a bigger picture of what your blood sugar levels are over a 3-month time span. I think she said Walmart had them for like $25 or something for 2. So that would be something to do maybe every couple of months, that you could check your A1C. You can go to any lab test now and check your A1C. You can go to your doctor and check your A1C, but knowing that A1C number, ideally I want the A1C to be between 4.5 and 5.5 in that ideal range. They're gonna start triggering you as pre-diabetic between above 5.7, and then diabetic definitely as it gets close to 6.5. So or above 6, really, like, we got to keep it low. There are charts online that you can look and say, like, oh, well, if my blood sugar comes back at 95, I can look at it and be like, oh, this is what my A1C might be. So just things to consider. Keep track of your blood work. It puts you in control of your body, and that, my friends, is what I'm going for. All right, have a great day.